Adam here from the Walzer Automotive Group, and what I want to do today is compare a couple of very capable off-road SUVs. Now behind me here I have the new Jeep Wrangler, and I want to compare that to the new Ford Bronco. So we'll look at the interior, some of the cool stuff on the outside, and see which one might be best for you. So pretty much anyone you talk to would know what a Jeep Wrangler looks like, right? But what about a Jeep Wrangler Sahara Unlimited 4xe? I know it's a mouthful, especially in this high velocity. You really gotta love this color to want to drive it. But man, in the summertime with those freedom tops off, this thing is super cool. So this is the 4xe. So what does that mean? It has a battery pack that you can plug in at home or when you're on the go, and it's gonna give you a decent range. So if you're running around town, you can use full electric mode. How cool is that? Whether it's your daily commute to work or just bopping around, it's dead silent. All you hear is that wind blowing through your hair. It's super cool. So with the 4xe, you're able to tell that by those blue hooks or the blue behind the Jeep emblems or the 4xe on here. It's really neat. Yes, it's more expensive, but overall, it's gonna provide you with a better driving experience, an overall better MPG rating, which some of these off-road vehicles can struggle a little bit with that. But I mean, the 2-liter turbocharged engine has plenty of get up and go, but when it's in full electric mode, it's like a zippy little go-kart. I love driving around today, especially like I said, with the top off, it's been a ton of fun. So before we hop inside the Wrangler, let's jump over and we'll take a look at the Ford Bronco. Okay, so we're gonna start with the Ford Bronco. Obviously, this one we have here today is a new 2022 model, and the Bronco's been around since 1966 and took a little bit of a hiatus before Ford decided to bring it back. Now, this one's gonna have the EcoBoost engine, which is gonna give you a ton of power, whether you're just bopping around town or you need that four-wheel drive and you're doing a little bit of off-roading. So this one has the awesome tried and true KO2 tires on here, and this is the Outer Banks edition with the Advanced package. So it's gonna give you a ton of goodies inside, and I mean on the exterior, Ford did such a good job. This truck looks amazing in person. Those wide fenders, the hood scoop looks super cool on there, and I can't believe how accessory ready Ford decided to make this vehicle. You can see just above the windshield, you're ready for a light bar. In the back and the tailgate, there's a little space to put accessories. I mean, this is a pretty large vehicle, but it drives like a smaller truck when you're on the road. But really where you're gonna wanna be is inside. But first, we'll hop over to the Wrangler, then we'll jump back over to this one. Okay, so now inside here, first thing you have to notice is these awesome seats. It's got this cool kind of white silver stitching that runs throughout. You've got Sahara that's stitched in here. They're comfortable, they look great. They're also gonna be heated for the Minnesota winters, and you also are gonna have a heated steering wheel with this package. So it's totally running right now. It's on, it's in electric mode. There's a little button on the side here for hybrid, electric, or e-save. So now e-save is gonna let you keep that battery pack energy saved up until you wanna use it. Right now it says I have a 10-mile plug-in range, but 109 miles of fuel. So if you wanna save it for later, you can. The hybrid mode, it's a regenerative system as well, so it'll help you try and build some of that electric power back. Now the steering wheel is super cool. You've got the little buttons on the back here, but I like the feel of this wheel. Again, this one's gonna be about as loaded up as you can get one, so it's gonna have a ton of equipment in here. The Uconnect system, so it's got all your apps. It's gonna have onboard navigation. You can pair your phone, so it's gonna have Apple CarPlay as well as Android Auto. And then just the center stack here, it's gonna be pretty basic and laid out. I mean, you've got your air conditioning controls. You've got a couple different settings for your max regen if you wanna turn that on. I mean, overall, the system just works, right? Now, obviously, off-road capability is a big thing. You're gonna have your 2-high, 4-high automatic. You can put it down into 4-low. There's a bunch of off-road settings in this model. And as you work your way through the lineup, there's gonna be different sway bar links or other things you can control, but I like this one. It's a good mix of around town, and if you did hit a gravel road or wanted to do some trail running, you certainly could in this model. So now Jeep is gonna be one of those things that's extremely recognizable, and for good reason. They hold their value well, they seem to run forever if you take care of them, and this one, it's just so cool. Like I said, tops are off. This one does have the removable hardtop as well, and I get it. You can pull the doors off and have a ton of fun all summer long, and then button it all back up, and you're still gonna be super comfortable in the wintertime. So overall, comparing this to the Bronco, it's a little bit smaller in here for me. I'm about 6'1". I noticed that in the Bronco, I felt like I had a little bit more space, but this one seems to drive so smooth and so comfortable. Not that the Bronco wasn't comfortable, but I love the way this thing handles on the road. And like I said, when you're using just that electric power, it's zippy, it's dead silent, and it's really cool. So let's hop over to the Ford Bronco and we'll check out that interior. Okay, so inside the Ford Bronco, I know we took a look at the exterior on both, but really where you're spending your time obviously is in the driver's seat, so that is going to be the best spot. Now this Bronco, the screen in this one with the advanced tech package, it's hard to tell on camera, but it is so good. So this is Ford's newest system here. You're gonna have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You've got a ton of apps you can put in here, all your features you can control, plus it's already gonna have onboard navigation. Super easy, straightforward. It even has Amazon Alexa, which is pretty cool. So the backup camera is going to be one of the best parts on this advanced tech package. Now your side view mirrors house your blind spot monitoring, but there's also a small camera underneath, and that's going to give you these different kind of views where you can see the front surround camera. The backup camera is really good, and you can kind of scroll through the different modes with the button, which is really cool. Or obviously when you pop it into reverse, it's going to pop up, it's going to beep with sonar and make sure you're not running into anything. From there, another cool thing, so there's a few buttons up above here. That's gonna be your trail turn assist. So once you put it in 4 low or 4 high, it's gonna help you if you actually are out on the off-road trails. There's a ton of different GOAT modes, which is pretty funny, but you can go through those. You're gonna have your normal, sport, eco. There's a couple off-road modes, whether you're in the mud or in the sand. It's definitely gonna help you get the best bite and traction. And with these big KO2s on there, I think this is gonna be more than fine on the open road. So the steering wheel, this one does have the digital cluster here. It gives you an unlimited amount of data, what seems like tire pressure, your boost gauge, your off-road status. You can see your pitch and roll, and you can kind of customize it how you want to see it. Really cool, super straightforward, easy to use stuff. I hopped in right away and was able to figure that out, which is always awesome. So beyond that, there's obviously your cruise control in here. You're gonna have lane keeping assist, which is gonna help you if you're kind of getting a little tired on the open road. It's gonna make sure you're in your lane and paying attention. And obviously safety is gonna be very important if it's you and your family in the vehicle. Now for the shifter here, you can shift manually through the gears there. I love the little Bronco with the American flag on here. Super cool. It does take up a little bit of space, so the cup holders and kind of the storage, it's where I would want to put my phone. Obviously you're not supposed to be messing with your phone, but when it's down there, a little storage, you get the grab handle on this side, but not on this side, which is kind of odd to me. So one of the things I found that I didn't love the most is going to be the frameless windows. It's a little clunky kind of getting in and out of the car. It's kind of lowers when you open the door. You'll hear it beeping at me with the door open, but it's not my favorite. I kind of wish there was a frame, but what's cool is that you can take that door off, you can take the top off or pop the panels out, just cruise around the lakes or just enjoy the nice weather. That's a pretty cool feature. This one, the seats, it's kind of a different color leather. It's sort of a weird, kind of a blue and gray. It's kind of an odd mix, but it sort of works in here. And they're gonna be heated as well. Like I said, you have USB chargers and room for your phone down there. So the second row, you're gonna have plenty of room for the kids if you're gonna throw them in. And then in the back, you're gonna have a ton of cargo space too. I was surprised when I opened that up just how large it is. Obviously this does come in a 2-door model as well, but I think the 4-door is great. Okay, so now back in the Jeep, we've looked at both of them. What do we think? Obviously both are gonna be very capable off-road and on-road vehicles. I love that this one has the 4xe. It just makes it such a difference, kind of game changer, where you can plug it in at home, get a little bit of juice, save some money at the pump, and that's really cool. The Bronco doesn't give very good fuel economy, and this one without the E system wouldn't as well. But again, you're not buying this vehicle because you're fuel efficient, right? You're buying it because you want to pull the top off, pull the doors off, and have some fun. Now you can do it with the Bronco, you can do it with this one. I mean, you really got to get out and drive them. See which one is best for you. Do you like the infotainment system? Maybe the Bronco was a little bit better there. Do you like the button layout, the way the gear changes go? I mean, overall, once you're behind the wheel, you can really decide for yourself, but I don't think there's a wrong answer. I think they're both super fun, really cool vehicles that you got to check out. Okay, so we looked at the Wrangler, we looked at the Bronco. I mean, it's so hard to tell which one might be better. It really depends on what you're looking for. There's a little more space in the Bronco, but maybe a little more off-road capability with the Wrangler. It just kind of depends on style, overall equipment, what you're really looking for out of a ride and drive. You gotta get out, check them out, drive them both. If you want more information, you can visit us online at walser.com or stop by any one of our locations. We'd be happy to help. Thanks for watching.